No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Coming soon for Black Friday. 10 and 14 karat gold, Miami Cuban link chains. IFJ can finance your jewelry while building your credit simultaneously. Apply for an up to $10,000 trade line in under 5 minutes without harming your credit. Get the credit you deserve today by visiting IntrigueFineJewelry.com.
Don't have an ordinary Monday. Have a Burger Monday at Beef O'Brady's. Stacked high with fresh Angus and fries, just $5.49 all day. Beef O'Brady's Burger Mondays. Nobody outbeefs beefs. Never mess with another man's sandwich. Like Beef O'Brady's new prime rib sandwich. Pure indulgence on a French baguette. Or Beef's new pulled pork sandwich. Get $5 off at beefobradys.com.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Blake Anthony. This is Sports Talk 49, and you know what today is. Overreaction Monday. Or is it underreaction? Is it only overreaction when they lose? Can we overreact if they win? Who knows? You see the title. Bucks tighten up at home. A king dethroned. We'll break all that down today, talk about it. You guys got to let me know what you think in the comment section. If there's a guy you want me to do my perspectives on, we'll do all of that. But today, we're going to debrief on what happened. And, you know, when you come to work tomorrow morning, you know, for all those, it wasn't as the way you wanted it to play out, but you got the win. But a lot of people are going to come to work Monday feeling like this.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to feel good. You got the win after a 4-game losing streak. Fire Ty Bowles, fire all these guys. Y'all folks really got to chill out. You know there's several teams with the same record of 3-5. Their division is still up for grabs. Saints lost. Carr, we'll talk about that later. Lost Carr. So now the Bucks move up a game on that. If I'm not mistaken, they have the same record as the Saints now, I believe 4-5. So, like, all you got to do is do what you're supposed to do. And everybody says, like, is Ty Bowles going to respond? Ty Bowles and his defense have been doing exactly what they've been doing all year long. The league average in points is 22 points a game. Let's look at that. You know, let me break it down, because sometimes you got to point out, you know, what you're talking about and break it down for some people. Some people don't understand. Where do I want to go? We'll go to schedule. We'll look at all this. The league average is 22 points. So we'll start here. Was that preseason games? All right, Minnesota Vikings. They won 20-17 against the Vikings week 1. You held an NFL offense to 17 points with Justin Jefferson. That's your defense that held them at. You can only muster up 20 points. Again, the league average is 22 points a game. You play the Chicago Bears. You held another week. You held a team under 20 points, 27-17. Another week you held it down. You lose. You go 2-1. You play the Eagles. You lose 25-11. I remember that game. I was in attendance that game. 7 of those points aren't on the Bucks defense on that one because, well, no, 3 of those points, excuse me. So you put it down to 22. So at the average, and the reason I'm saying that because the Rashad White fumble before halftime, and they gave him the extra 3 points. And the safety of that game. So 5 points. So actually, yeah. So the safety and the field goal, that's technically wasn't on the defense because the fumble already put him in field goal range, and the safety put 2 points on. So that's 5 points. So you have the defense again held the team under the league average of 22 points, and your offense could only muster up 11 points. but everybody puts this out. Baker's not the problem, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to get into that. You play the Saints, 26-9, 9 points. They don't even score a touchdown. Do I even really ought to talk about that? Moving on. Detroit Lions, 20-6. Again, you held another team under the league average of points of 22. You only muster up 6 points against the Detroit Lions. Then you go to the Falcons, lose on a last-minute game, however you want to say it. They lose 16-13. Again, you held a team under 22 points, under 17 points, but you can only muster up 13 points. Then you play Buffalo. A team finally goes over the 24-point range, but you can only muster up 18 points in that game. Then comes the Houston Texans game. 37-29, they lose on a last-minute touchdown. The one time the offense scored points, the defense couldn't put up. But a lot of you wanted the defense is bad. They're blah, blah, blah. Go back and look at everything I just showed you. That is a great defense of all those times, all those offenses you played, all those teams that you played, and you held a team under the league average, a majority of them, except for the two of them. And those were the last two before the Titan game. Then you played the Titan game. Again, a team doesn't score a touchdown in this game. So you need to back the hell off about this defense being bad. And that's without a plethora of guys on the defensive line. I said it before, I say it again. If Vita Vea goes down, the Bucs are in a world of hurt because there is nobody behind him. Shaq Barrett goes down. They're in a world of hurt. Devontae David. I don't know. I mean, they might be able to fill in, but if you have the other guys up front. But those stars go down, you're hurting. Carlton, I was really looking forward to Carlton coming back in this game to redeem himself, but you have to wait and see when the Bucs play the 49ers coming next Sunday on the road in San Francisco. So, like I said, I broke all those down to say, like, all the doom and gloom about the defense and all that. Like, do you really even look at what's actually being put out there? Don't just say, oh, well, they give up this, that, and her. I don't give a shit how many yards you get. If you're not putting points on the board, then your defense is doing the job. Granted, the only one that you can have a solid argument on is the Houston game. And look what happened with C.J. Stroud this just the past Sunday. Almost another 300-yard performance game. So the light is clicking for the Texans. They pull off a big win. The light's clicking for the Texans. So they're not that bad as everybody say they are. And with me saying that, Tampa Bay, you don't have the right to call anybody else bad because this offense in Tampa Bay, they struggle to put up 20 points on a Titans team with no quarterback, no running game, and they couldn't score more than 20 points. Granted, there's other intangibles, not just Baker. Mike Evans dropped a touchdown pass, ill-advised throws, interception. Like, there's a lot of intangibles of why this offense is. So now that we're talking about the offense, I back up off the defense. You can put how you feel about what I said about the defense, but the facts is right there. And I didn't even look at all those games of how many turnovers they had in those games. You know what? I got time today. I'm going to do it. I'm going to look at how many turnovers they had in all of those games. Let me see if I can pull this up. Team stats, turnovers. So they had Minnesota lost 2 fumbles in that game, and they gave up an interception. So that's 3 turnovers in that one. That's game 1 of this terrible defense. Let's go to the Chicago game. And again, I don't give a shit who they're playing. They're doing their job. No, there was no fumbles, no interceptions in that game against Chicago. Why do I feel like there was? But I guess not. Eagle game. I remember 4th down stops in this game. I remember an interception. Yep, the Bucs got a fumble recovery in this game and an interception thrown. So that's what, 5 turnovers? 5 in 3 games. Let's go to the next one. The Saints game. Team stats. 2 fumbles lost and an interception thrown. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 in 4 games. 8 turnovers in 4, but this defense sucks. 8 turnovers in 4 games. Let's turnovers created in 4 games. Where are we at? The Saints? Let's go to Detroit. I can't remember exactly what they did. They did get a pick in that game. Oh, hold on. They did get a pick in that game. Nope, they threw a pick. Baker threw a pick in that game. Let me make sure I was reading that right. I don't want to misquote at anything. I'm trying to go fast here, so I don't lose your attention span in that game. No, I'm still right. So 5. So the Eagles threw 2 picks, 2 interceptions thrown that game. Okay, I just read it backwards. My bad, people. My bad. Let me take this back from the top. So I read it right the first time. All right. 3 turnovers in the first game against Minnesota. That's 3. I don't want to misquote. Let's bring it back. Chicago. That's what I said. Why do I feel like there was? They did. He threw 2 interceptions. Fields did in that game. So that's 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers in 2 games. Chicago. All right. Now the Eagles game. So that was he threw 2 picks in that game. Let me make sure I look at it again correctly. Yep. Interceptions thrown. 2 turnovers. Yep. So that's 7. 7 in 3 games. 7 turnovers in 3 games. But the defense sucks. Then let's go to the Saints. Make sure 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 turnovers in 4 games. It's all here. You can look at it. You can check it. 2 fumbles lost the Saints had and an interception thrown. So we're at 7, 8. Detroit. No, we didn't get any the Tampa didn't get any turnovers in that game. Detroit, Atlanta, I believe they did. Atlanta lost 3 fumbles in that game. Another game with multiple turnovers. So we're down there at double digits turnovers, and you ain't even at 10 games yet. They're over 10, over 10 and creating turnovers, but they haven't even reached 10 games yet. We'll go to Buffalo. You got Josh Allen throw a pick. What's that, 11, 12? Regardless, it's just a lot. Houston. All the doom and gloom. You ended up getting a fumble that game. What, 13? And then the Titans. You got an interception. So damn, they're almost at 15 turnovers. Somewhere in there, around 15 turnovers in 9 games. Wow. That's a lot. But they suck. I'm moving on from that now. Now the offense. Now, again, you have I keep seeing this narrative. Baker's not the problem. Then who the hell is the problem then? He's throwing the ball. Oh, well, I can't run the ball. Yeah, that's fine. Throw the ball to the back, put him in space, and make people miss. Hence why somebody puts that stat that he's number 1 in making defenders miss. If he can get yards that way, so be it. Didn't Tom Brady make a whole career on throwing to the backs? I'm just saying. You got to find any way to get the ball to your athletes in space. If it's throwing it, if it's running it, the game depicts how you got to do it. You just can't keep doing it just to do it. I mean, they did. I think somebody said it was 29-29 about a balanced game, for whatever it was. But regardless, if however you move the ball is how you move the ball. That's whatever, because you don't know what happened. Injuries, the way they play the game, all those things happen in the game, and you just got to make in-game adjustments. But again, I'm not trying to say get rid of Baker. I'm not trying to say all that, but there is an issue, with the way that he processes plays. There's an issue with it, and I don't know exactly like how his thought process is going through it, because I'll break down tape later on when I look at the all 22. I sat there, and again there was an over route you missed Palmer on an over route that he could have scored on. It's just repeatedly bad decisions on where he wants to go with the ball pre-snap versus post-snap. And the bonehead interception with 4 defenders back there, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he panicked because you lost yards, you were behind the sticks on that particular series early in the game, and he felt like he had to get it all back. And then the other thing, he keeps underthrowing these balls. Like, I thought he had a better arm than that. There were several throws in this game where he just could not put the ball in front of the receivers. The drop pass to Palmer, all you had to do was throw it in front of him. It's a touchdown. You underthrew it, and then he had to make this almost contested catch, almost great catch, but it ended up being incomplete. Then the very next play, you underthrow it to Mike Evans, where he had to go down and get it, or he had the defender beat again, where you just had to throw the ball in front of him. I just don't remember in the pre-draft process where he had such this arm that he couldn't get this ball 40 yards downfield. I don't remember that. Like, I don't know if he's not driving. Maybe I just got to look at the tape. Maybe he's not driving the ball and they're just coming up short. I'm not sure, but it was a lot of passes that they're just underthrown if they're not mid-range passes. That's probably why. I mean, it might explain why there was a lot of plays where receivers are open and he won't take the chance to throw the ball there, because maybe he knows he can't get it there. If they do, if I'm noticing that, another team will notice that, and they will start to let you get guys like that because they know they can play the underneath it. They'll play what you call a trail, and they'll know you're going to underthrow the ball. Then they're going to make a play on ball. You're going to play some good defense that they're going to notice that and try to force you to make those best throws deep and cover everything underneath and force you to go there. Somebody's going to do that at some point in this season, because if I can notice it, I know they're going to notice it, because a lot of them get paid a lot of money to do the things that it took me 10 minutes to figure out. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not talking about getting rid of them. I'm not a lot of those fans like that. I just say this: the guy can get the job done. It's just his thought process of way he does things. What I'm trying to say is the decisions he makes where to go to the ball, it just makes it a lot more difficult. There's guys there. There was an out route later in the game, but he waited for a deep route to come in. You had Godwin open for the first down. Take the first down. That's your best route runner. Godwin's going to beat his defender. You just throw it in front of him and get the first down. Instead, you're trying to drive the ball vertically. There's times for that when the sticks and the down and distance allow that. At that point in time, should have just taken the first down and kept the drive moving. Again, there was a lot of points left out on that field. There should have been a 3 in the front of whatever, not a 2. And then they're still fighting to win the game later on. When you left the Titans to believe that they had a chance to win this game when indubitably they shouldn't have. That's my point on that. And one more thing, give a shout out to the kicker, man. This dude, wherever you found him, finally somebody can kick in Raymond James Stadium. Both field goal posts. Nick Folk came back to Tampa and did what he did, as he always did when he was here, missed field goals. And that's just what it is. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Got the 49ers coming up next week, and I got other news coming up and stuff like this, so always stay tuned for my perspectives, breaking news things and stuff like that. If there's something you want me to talk about in film or talk about what do I think about a player. Yaya had a great game. Levante David played insanely out of his mind. Devin White comes up with another sack off the edge too. People said he couldn't beat a tackle. He beat an offensive tackle on a pass rush. So go look at his LSU tape. So before you guys claim things, that you didn't do any research on, actually go look first. He can do it. He can do exactly what Michael Parsons is doing. I don't think he's as good as Parsons is in cover. Well, Parsons is a lot. I wouldn't say he's good. He just plays his position very well. Both guys are extremely athletic. But I think he can do that. But I just think the Bucs aren't trying to do that because they don't want to give him leverage and contract extensions and just try to play him where they want to play him. I think after they give him, if they give him the extension, then I think they'll start plugging and playing him in those different spots because if you can get another edge rusher that's adequate, it doesn't hurt. You can put a guy, Dennis, on the linebacker spot, help coverage. Use Devin on pass rushing situations. You have a lot of options when you do that. And I think if they do extend him, I think they will do that once that happens. And that'll only happen if you keep Todd Bowles on this coaching staff. These guys love Todd Bowles. Don't let any media outlet, any pissed off fan or whatever kind of fan there is out there let you believe that they don't. These guys absolutely adore Todd Bowles, and they will run through the wall for him. That's why he holds them such to accountable. He's not going to get up to the press conference and say what you want him to say. If that's what you're looking for, then you can go find a puppet elsewhere. He's going to say exactly how he feels. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. They're not executing it. Why they think they come to the podium say that. Carlton Davis. What did he say when they said Rondé? Well, he tried to bait him to make it seem like Rondé was talking crap about him, but he answered it beautifully. He said it would hurt if it wasn't true. It's true. I played horribly. They know that they got to execute coverages. They know what's supposed to go. These guys aren't rookies. They're veterans. The defense is veterans. They know what they're supposed to be doing. And if they're not playing well, Ryan Neal came out. Delaney came in there. So you guys make claims of things that they're not changing. They're changing all the time. The fact that you're not paying attention is a whole nother thing. They make changes. He went back to blitzing. You saw what happened if they don't blitz. We don't have the guys up front to generate a pressure without blitzing. They don't. It is what it is. We have to blitz with this defense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to blitz with this defense. They cannot create pressure with 4. Not consistently. That was proven last week because Houston's line isn't, Dallas's line when they had Zeke in his younger years. That's not that line. So, it's just what it is. What it is. But everything's not all bad. The 4-5. I believe they're tied for first in the division. I believe so. And I can't believe we didn't go into the whole stats thing too. Let me pull that up. I believe they're 4-5. I think they're tied up in the division with the Saints because I think the Saints had the lead at that time in the division. If I'm not mistaken, let's pull this up. So let's have a look at that. Let's scroll it. Player stats, Will Levis, 19 for 39, 199 yards and an interception. Non-existent run game, 24 and 18 carries, between the two backs. DeAndre Hopkins was non-existent, 3 receptions for 27 yards. Tampa Bay, let's take a look at them. 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, one interception. Rashad White, 20 carries, 51 yards rushing. Mike Evans had a hell of a day, 6 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, should have been 2. Godwin 4 for 54. Rashad White 2 for 47, and that long reception on a screen pass for a touchdown was executed beautifully. Several interceptions dropped, but Antoine Winfield interception. Levante David, like I said before, had a hell of a game. Zion McCollum, Calais Cansey, Devin White got a sack. Barrett got a sack. Yaya got one. Vita Vea, good God, playing him off the end and making a sack. So, and that was, like I said, Todd Bowles interchanges these guys and moves them around. So, you get to see all these guys at different positions in the game. But that's what it is. Let me see if I could find where they at NFC South division records. I just want to make sure. I'm actually curious. NFC South division standings. So no, the Saints. Okay, I stand corrected. The Saints are 5-5. They just lost. The Bucs are 4-5. Atlanta lost. They're 4-6, and the Panthers are 1-8. So that's where they're at right now. Saints still lead the division currently. The division is still up for grabs. I want to see what the NFC standings are. Like I said before, a lot of people are so doom and gloom. The NFC standings. You got the Eagles at 8-1, Cowboys 6-3. Like I said, two losses, ahead of you, behind you. Niners 6-3, Seahawks 6-3, Lions 7-2, Vikings 6-4, Saints 5-5, Bucks 4-5. So you're right. You're right in the thick of everything. You just gotta, like Todd Bowles said, the answers are in the room. So once they get everything under, everything they're supposed to be doing, get it under wraps, get in control, and consistently do it, it'll be interesting. They got to play against the San Francisco 49ers this week, where it's going to be a run-heavy team. We'll see what Todd Bowles comes up with, because he takes pride in making somebody one-dimensional. And I'm sure these guys would be looking forward to get some revenge against Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers after a butt-whooping the first time. So they would like to come out and kind of shock them.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's what they would like to do. But I don't know. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. We'll see you guys next time. We'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. And as always, fire those cannons. See you guys next time.